Merciless, Lethal, Savage, Slayer. So many damage sets in the game now. But which is the best one for this hard-hitting dwarf fusion that we had a couple of months back? I'm talking about Tholin Foulbeard. We are going to test all of these gear sets and see which one smacks the hardest in different areas of the game. Let's go. Hey guys, SMZ here. We're back playing Raid Shadow Legends, and Tholin Foulbeard has been a fusion few months ago. I believe he was the July fusion. I might be wrong over there, but we've had a lot of good fusions back to back. So with Tholin, he is a hard-hitting champion. He's a champion that helped me personally clear out my dwarf faction wars because I'm lacking Trunda or any amazing damage dealer on waves. Dwarves have a lot of good damage dealers when it comes to bosses, but not as many as when it comes to waves. You have some good epic damage dealers like Morag, as well as a single target damage dealer like a Gala, but Tholin kind of fit that niche perfectly. There's a free champion that you can get by using the link in my description. That is Narma the Return, a great champion to battle the Demon Lord. And you can get her alongside other crazy good epic champions like Anax, like Uugo, and like Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. How to get these champions for free? Here's how to do it. You go into your Plarium Play and log out of your current account. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email address. Download the game and then play the tutorial, and you will find Narma sitting there chilling in your inbox. And you can get all of these crazy good epic champions as you progress through the game. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Click the link in the description and get these cool champions. Very hard-hitting champion. He has two AoE abilities, with his A1 being an AoE ability as well as his A3, right? Which immediately screams that maybe then we should put him into a Slayer set. However, his A2 is not an AoE ability, it's a single target nuke, which hits really hard. But then again, it already ignores 25% defense, right? And so Slayer gives 30% defense. So it kind of mitigates out, but then again, you would want to add on to this. So if it's ignoring 25%, you might want to double down and put in something like a Merciless, which adds another 35% on top. You can put in the fusion that we had very recently, which is Granite, to give that shatter buff to make it even better. But then we're going to test out all of these damage sets. I've done this video previously for Marius, and I've also done it for Crockhat, I believe. So this was kind of the result for Crockhat, and we are going to start at this place. We're going to run him in campaign, Minotaur, Hydra with single hit damage, as well as the quick battle damage, all of these numbers, and we're going to see which one is the best for Tholin. So let me just clear this out. This is going to be the one for Tholin, and we are going to see which numbers pop up here after running each test. So this is my current build. I have him in not a 9-piece Merciless, but a 6-piece Merciless set. There's a crit damage piece as well, one set of crit damage basically, and then these are his total stats that I run at the moment. He does have this Hammer of Ending, which helps with the waves. It doesn't really help in content which is, for example, like Hydra, but still, I mean, nice to have. Kind of Relic, Nature's Wrath on the 5-star. Crushing Gren will do better normally on the waves, but for longer fights, Nature's Wrath is definitely better. Helm Smashes the Mastery. So the thing that we're going to change is, and let's start off with, what is the first one here? Let's start off with Slayer. So for Slayer, I've done some presets. So for Slayer, we are going to steal a piece from Cupidus, and these are going to be our stats. So speed slightly decreased. Attack goes down a little bit, which of course it is a bonus from Merciless, the start bonus, so that goes away a little bit. Accuracy is still around above 300, which is good enough. Also for Hydra, it's completely fine because I also have area bonuses. This is going to be the stat. Let's put out Slayer, and of course I'm running out of space, so let me just sell off a few items, especially on the accessories side. Give me a minute. Okay, back, and we have the Slayer set on him, 9-piece Slayer, which allows for some very juicy bonuses, including the 4-piece Turn Meter Fell whenever there's an AoE hit, which happens quite a lot, which is quite nice. Ignores 30% defense on AoE hits. Again, this will not affect these A2 that he has, but A1 definitely. And then, of course, we have the 30% chance to deal additional damage, which is great. So let's run him in Slayer. Let's start off with campaign. We are gonna start off with the Nightmare campaign. Nightmare campaign 12-6. So let's bring in Tholin. Tholin, where have you run off to? Don't hide, Tholin. There he is. So let's run him. Let's run him with food. There's a champ training tournament going on. Why not? So run number 1. Let's see. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 runs just to see what the time is. And time is what we are noting. Completely demolishing the waves. Then one thing, unfortunately for 12-6, is that he's weak affinity to a lot of the champions on here, and yet he manages a time of 11 seconds. Let's run this one more time very quickly to see, and just take the average between 11 seconds and whatever that this next number comes out to be. He hits quite hard with the A2 even without the damage bonus come from the gear set in A2. So 25% defense ignore. 11 seconds exactly once again. So let's put that in. 11 seconds. Campaign farm from Slayer set. Let's go to Minnow and see what we can do. There he pops up, and let's run Minnow. Yes, we'll run him alone without any leveling champions. It's a nice warning, to be honest. So one shot kills the wave. He goes for his A2 next, and then with the A1 kills the second wave as well. There's the big hit, which did not benefit from the Slayer ignore defense, of course. And boom, 15 seconds. Here I'm gonna just run once. 15 seconds on Minnow. Let's look at Hydra next, and we will see the damage comparison. Again, first, what I want to do is I'm gonna go to Nightmare, and let's get rid of everybody. No damage bonuses or anything like that. I just want to see how hard he smacks. And I'm going to use his A3, his hardest hitting ability. Actually, A2 is his hardest hitting ability, but A3 will be affected by every set bonus. So that's why I want to use his A3. So let's see. Boom, boom. 132, 488. So around 0.132. And then let's regroup. Run it again. He went for the A2. And he went for the head, which was weak affinity to him for some reason, Tholin. So let's start off with again. Boom, boom. 0.107 basically. 0.107 is the single target hit. And then let's do it one more time, just how I have done previously. By the way, if you want me to include other areas of the game as well in future iterations of this, just let me know down in the comments. I'm happy to change this a little bit, because I just found a pattern and I've been using it for the last two champions. And Tholin was the one requested by a lot of you. So this one was harder, 0.183. And so we get the average of these three. So we have 0.14 million single target hit. And then let's regroup. And now we're going to do a quick battle with him in the team. So for this, I'm going to use the Hydra Slayer's team basically. I know that Tholin might be one of the champions that doesn't go the turn limit or anything like that. But let's see. He might surprise me positively. So let's run a quick battle with Slayer set, and let's see the damage that he brings to the table. Last time when I run him in Hydra Slayers, he did not go the turn limit, so I don't expect him to go the turn limit this time either. Or maybe he surprises me. It's 900 turns. Oh, he does go the turn limit. The damage is not the highest. 336.87 is the team damage, and we have his own damage is 229.97. That's his damage. So that's Slayer set. So these numbers look good, but we have to compare this to something, right? So in order to do that, we discard the result, go into the champion. Now we're going to switch him over for the first time into a Slayer set, or lethal set rather. So let's put lethal on him. And actually for the accessories, I'm just going to take what I normally have. So this round of accessories, this is going to be the stats. His attack is going to go up quite a lot. Crit damage is going to go down slightly. Speed is going to be around about the same. And now he is rocking a Slayer set. Let's actually roll this up to 16. Why not? There is an artifact gear enhancement event going on now. And so this is going to be the Slayer set, and we are going to do the whole thing again. Let's start off with Nightmare campaign. Let's see how fast he goes. Tholin, boom, boom. You can clearly see he's not hitting as hard as he was doing in Slayer, which is to be expected because Slayer does bring the 30% ignore defense versus 25, and Slayer has some nice other bonuses as well, especially that 9-piece bonus, which the 30% extra chance. So we can clearly see that the time goes to 21 seconds from 11. Now, was that just bad RNG because of the weak hits? Let's see. 21. Yeah, maybe it was bad RNG, so this might be a little bit faster. 21 seconds and boom and boom. 9 seconds onto wave 3. Okay, 12 seconds. So 12 and 19. That is gonna be roughly 15-ish seconds on the campaign. Let's go immediately to Minnow and see what he can do. So Minotaur's Labyrinth, same setup. Let's see what he can do. Tholin in a lethal set. And again, remember, lethal and savage is basically the same thing. With lethal has the benefit that you get an extra crit rate from the gear set that you don't get from lethal. The cool thing now is that his A2 hits much harder compared to the Slayer set, because A2 does also benefit from the ignore defense. Slayer, only the AoE hits benefit. So that's 16 seconds over here, roughly the same time as the Slayer set. And then finally, let's take him to the Hydra. And there's the Hydra. Again, we're going to do the same thing, where first we are going to just see single target hits, and we are going to see his A3 again, just to have a fair comparison. And we're going to see the damage 3 times. 0.175, already a higher hit. Let's go round 2 and see what we can get. Let's take him off auto once again. There you go, 0.162, already hitting harder for some reason. Might just be RNG, to be honest. I know we're doing it thrice, but it just might be RNG. Slayer hit less hard, and boom, boom. Could also just be the stats, you know. The crit damage is lower, but the attack is high right now. So 0.176. Because we saw like the third test, the Slayer, maybe Slayer proc, that's why this damage was higher. Yeah, you can clearly see the damage is this time around is definitely higher. And now we're gonna run a full battle with the full team. Again, the Hydra Slayers team. And let's see the quick battle with the lethal or savage set and what he can do. So it did go the turn limit this time around. When I ran him previously in Hydra Slayers, it did not. So let's see if that is still the case with the lethal set. I think it might be, yeah. 362.82, so higher damage. So this might just be a couple of things. So one thing here is that his A2 is definitely hitting much harder compared to with the Slayer set, because A2 doesn't benefit from Slayer set. So 232, 298. One thing we have to notice is that his own damage is not that different. The full team damage is a bit different. You have to keep that in mind. But even his damage being a bit different is because of the A2, because the A2 hits much harder on lethal or savage set, and on merciless it's gonna hit definitely the hardest. So let's discard this and let's switch him over to a 9-piece merciless set, which in my opinion, without testing it, I think it would be the best set for him. So let's go the 9-piece merciless, stealing Thor's gear of course, and a little bit of Crazia. So these are gonna be the stats. Attack doesn't change all that much. Crit damage is 10 different, and speed goes up. So this is gonna be the stats with the 9-piece merciless, and we start off basically the same way. Let's start off with Nightmare campaign, and then we'll do Minnow, and then we will finally go to Hydra. So let's go with the campaign. Boom, boom. And decrease cooldown, as you can see, the 4-piece bonus from merciless. I think there was a lot of weak hits. Again, there are quite a few weak hits because of the champions available on these stages, which is why this is going a bit slower than usual. 18 seconds on the first one. Let's do one more round and see if that one is faster. Yeah, single hit kill, boom, knock over. A1 also, he didn't land the weaken on the A1, otherwise he would have gotten an extra turn. Finally on to wave 3 and 15 seconds. So 15 and 18, that's gonna be roughly, let's take 16 as well here. Fairly close, to be honest. Slayer was the fastest, but that might just have been RNG, to be honest. He does hit or Slayer procs again, which is RNG and is not RNG at the same time. Let's look at the Minotaur Labyrinth with the 9-piece Slayer set. Again, all of these sets are gonna do better the longer the fight is. So Hydra is the main test. These are just to showcase in what some of the other areas of the game. Some people who have them as their dedicated nukers. Do you see how hard this one hit now? The A2 with the Slayer, because with the merciless, because of the 35% and the 25% additionally built in. 13 seconds he was able to nuke down the Minotaur. There you go, 13 seconds, so that's definitely the fastest. And let's head over to the Hydra and see what we can do. So on the Hydra once again, and we are gonna do the exact same thing. I have to take him on off auto because he goes with his A2 otherwise. 261, that's the 35% ignore defense coming in. 0.261 millions of damage. Let's continue the second time. It's already blowing away damage, even though the crit damage is a bit less. This one was a bit weaker, 0.47, 147. and let's do the final one. But that was probably also the Helm Smasher proc. To be honest, you can give him a good relic as well, like the Crown Relic, the Area 3 Coronet, 0.189. Still, the overall average is going to be definitely higher with Merciless. Now, is that going to hold in a longer fight? I think it will. So let's just confirm that. Let's run a quick battle. Both the quick battles before have gone the turn limit, so I am expecting that this will as well. And I hope that it does, so that it's a fair comparison. Otherwise, I might just also rerun. Maybe it will go the turn limit. 365.08 full damage, and his own damage is 240. So already, as you can see, it is definitely higher. So Merciless is doing the best, but now I want to bring in one extra addition. So I want to bring in Merciless 6-piece, and like his current build, 6-piece Merciless plus 1-piece crit damage. That's what I have him on currently. So let me switch him to that, and then let's see. I'm just out of curiosity, I want to do this final test because not everybody has all the accessories available to do the 9-piece. So let's switch him back. Also take away this. So now, as you can see, the stats, attack is dropping a little bit, crit damage is going up by 10. And let's see how much of a difference this can make. Again, you have to remember, with Hydra battles, there's a lot of RNG involved, so we have to always keep that in mind. But let's see if the damage improves. There you go, 344.53, and we have his own damage 221.1. So as we can see, Merciless definitely is the winner here, and we are seeing that Slayer and Lethal are roughly about the same. But you have to remember that with Slayer, I was not able to get as high of a stats as with Lethal. So I would rank Lethal and Slayer pretty much the same, while Merciless 9-piece is definitely the best. And then if you manage to get 6-piece Merciless, and then if you can add, for example, Zeal artifact, 1 piece of Zeal and 6-piece of Merciless, that's going to be very good. It's still not going to eclipse the 9-piece Merciless because of the chance the effects return, in addition to the A1 chance that he has. So that's Tholin. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff helps me out as a small creator. And most importantly, let me know in the comments which champion I should do next. I personally plan to do one of the turtles or more of the turtles, but if there's other champion in mind, just let me know down in the comments. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and see you next time.